All right, we have two recordings going. My name is Floren. I'm going to welcome you to tonight's call. This is a bonus webinar for customers of how to get free traffic from affiliates and joint venture partners. We're going to do a live question and answer session at the end of this call. If you want to hop on and ask me via phone, it's 949-229-4400 and the PIN number is 35097. I'm going to have that on the last slide as well. We're also going to have it so you can type in your questions, so it doesn't really matter, whatever you're comfortable with. I will let you guys know, Mark had just posted that he hopes my eyes are okay. I had just went to the eye doctor a couple hours ago and they dilated my eyes, which I didn't know they would be doing. So things are a little blurry, a little fuzzy for me right now, and bright lights are a little irritating, but we already had this webinar scheduled and I want to help you guys out, so I'm going to do the best I can. But I guess bear with me if I seem a little off tonight. So, with internet marketing, this is a relationship business. You need to remember that this is all about relationships. People don't just buy something online because they stumbled on something online. They buy things because they know, like, and trust you. And it's the same thing with joint venture relationships and partnerships and getting affiliates. People will promote you because they know, like, and trust you. They want to do business with you. You're a friend of theirs. You've helped them out. You have something that's very high quality. They know it's a good fit for their list, etc., etc., etc. A lot of different factors go into play here for you to get those joint venture partners to do business with you, but it really boils down to people want to support their friends. People want to support those that have helped them. People want to support those that they feel are a good fit for their audience, their customers, their tribe, if you will. So focus on building relationships with people that will know, like, and trust you, both as JV partners and as customers, and that's going to make you a lot more money, and it's going to build you a business that you can really run for life. I think it's a business that has the potential to be even passed down to future generations just because of the relationships you've built. I highly encourage you to go to offline events. Now, I was in San Diego, not this weekend, but the weekend before. This is me right here in the red, and we're at a nightclub here. So Desmond here is from Malaysia, and Johnny's from, well, usually he lives in London, but I think he's originally from Singapore. Saul's from South Africa. I think Eric's from Nevada. And Brian, I think, is maybe in California. And let's see, Edson's from Oregon. And we all came a ways to get to this event here, and so you really have no excuses. You need to go meet people. I mean, this dramatically changes things. Um, I started marketing online in 1999, and I didn't go to my first seminar until 2005, and I just kind of floundered around. Yeah, I made some money, but I would have made so much more money going to events. I mean, all of these guys have promoted me or have done something with me. Some of them since meeting me at the event. Others, we have long-term relationships and we've done other things together prior to this event because we've either met in person or we've done other things prior to this, but our relationships have really solidified since going to an event, and we've all talked since the event. So it's just amazing what events can do to really grow your business and really accelerate things, and it's just one of the fastest ways to build joint venture relationships. So we were at this event, and another marketer, Onyx Singal, and his business partner Jimmy Kim, they bought drinks for everybody. So they got transportation from the hotel to this nightclub. So we had like a private VIP transportation. They had a couple coach buses for us all to take, 2 or 3 buses, I think. And we got there and they paid for drinks for maybe 2 or 3 hours. So it was a pretty expensive bill, but that was a great way to build long-term relationships with a lot of affiliates and JV partners. So I think it's really cool that they did that, but I mean, it really shows what you can do to really stand out. I mean, this was us, just having a night out, having fun, and I think that's just amazing what you can do. And I mean, when you go to events, now, I mean, I speak at events, and I probably shouldn't encourage people to be out of the room, but the real money at events is hanging out in the bar, hanging out in the coffee shop, hanging out in the lobby, going there and connecting with people, buying someone a drink, buying someone a coffee, taking someone out for lunch, going out to dinner with somebody. Those are the things that are going to build a long-term 6, 7, 8 figure business because of the relationships you've built and the friendships that can last a lifetime. So I highly encourage you to go to events, connect with other marketers. Really, the presentations, some of them are interesting, but most events that I go to, I'm never in the room. I didn't sit through a single presentation at this event. I popped in the room a couple times to see what was going on, and I didn't stay. I just hung out, saw who was in the room, and some of us left. Sometimes we did videos, did little interviews, hung out and did stuff. Went out to eat, partied it up, all sorts of fun things. And it's really, these events are just a fantastic way to have fun and build a lot of camaraderie with friends. You should also look for upcoming product launches and help out. So here's a site called Munch Eye, and this is a great place to list your upcoming product launch, but this is also a great way to find other people that you could help out. So these are launches that are like today and tomorrow, but it shows launches for weeks and months ahead, and you could reach out to those marketers and perhaps do like a testimonial, or maybe they have like a video or audio product and you could get a transcript made, or maybe you could beta test some software they have and help them make it better, or maybe you're good with sales copy and you could help them with their sales copy, or maybe you're good with graphics and design and you could help out with some graphic and design stuff. There's a lot of things that you could do and offer and either barter or hire out to build relationships, and those are friendships and relationships that can last a very long time because you're going about it the right way. Most people find people that are launching products and they're like, hey, I see you've got a product launch coming up. I'd really like it if you'd promote my product to your customers. And that's not how it works. You need to go out there and build those relationships and give, give, give. I recommend giving, 2, 3, 4 times before you even ask for anything in return. Promote other people, make them sales, connect them with others, help them out in some way. Maybe you're good with technical stuff, or good with sales copy, or good with graphics, good with something, or you can outsource it. That's a great way to build a relationship with someone. So look for those upcoming launches and help out as best as possible. Now, at the event, I got a book called The Rockstars of JVZoo.com, and this was written, there's maybe 20 authors in it, and so they all contributed a chapter. One of the guys had a chapter, and he talked about his GT Mach 1 bicycle that he had as a kid, and that he delivered, I think, newspapers with his bicycle. And so he attached like a little basket to it and put the little newspapers in it and delivered those door to door. Well, I have a GT Mach 1 bicycle from when I was a kid too, and I still have it. And so I could easily message him or find him on Facebook, find him with email or Twitter or something, and say, hey, I read your chapter in the Rockstars of JVZoo.com, and I thought it was really funny that you talked about your GT Mach 1, because I have really fond memories of my GT Mach 1 also. And that'd be a great way to build a relationship with that marketer, and it's not strictly business. And each chapter in there, and there was about 20 chapters or so, each chapter in there has all sorts of different anecdotes, very similar to that, where you could build a relationship with someone based off things they've said, places where they've traveled to, hardships they've had. I mean, one guy talked about, I think he had multiple sclerosis, so MS. I'm kind of having a little tongue twister here. That's kind of a hard word to say, I guess. And other people talked about different things, like their children and different places they've been and different things they've done business-wise that weren't internet marketing, like other jobs they've had and other career choices that they've had, or things about their spouse and stuff like that. And there's different things in there that could resonate with you, that you might have some sort of similar background or backstory, and you could connect with that person on a more personal level, and that's going to build a much deeper relationships versus, hey, I see you sell a lot of stuff online. Would you like to sell my stuff too? That's not the way to go about building a relationship. You need to go out there and build a friendship first. If you can build a friendship with people, oftentimes you can get them to come on board and help you out. They might help you out with your launch. They might connect you up with people. They might give you a testimonial. They might help you out with some sales copy. They might introduce you to someone. There's so many different things that they might do down the road, but you got to do it the right way. You got to build that friendship first. Now, I was listening to this audio program earlier in the week called Be Happy by Robert Holden, and inside that audio course, he was talking about this book that he really liked, and I can't remember the title of the book offhand, but he mentioned it several times in the course, and it was definitely something that motivated him and inspired him to do what he does. And he teaches a lot of happiness stuff, and he has some sort of, he's based in England, and he has like a TV program that was all about happiness and all sorts of other things that he does. Anyways, he talked about this specific book that he really liked, and my immediate thought when I heard that the first time in the book was, boy, if I wanted to get, buddy buddy with this Robert guy, I should find out some more information about that author of the other book and see if that guy's still alive. Maybe I could build a relationship with both of them and connect them up together, because obviously this Robert Holden has he thinks very highly of this other author, and maybe I could get an autographed copy of the other author's book and send that to Robert Holden, or I could connect them up somehow, and maybe they'd end up doing some business together, or maybe they could do something else together, and they would both think very highly of me just for me doing that. Now, I'm not in the like happiness, self-improvement niche market, but it just kind of gives you an idea of how my brain processes things when it comes to joint ventures. That's what I think. When I'm on a webinar, or I'm on a teleseminar, or I've read a chapter of someone's book or something, they mention something specific, or they've mentioned something like on a Facebook post, or even I'm on their email list and they mention something, I oftentimes make note of that, and I'm like, how could I help that person out? How could I connect them up with that other person? Or how could I benefit them in some way? I know a few months back, so Charles Kirkland, who teaches like paid traffic, so like media buying and like banner ads and Facebook and all that kind of stuff, he teaches paid traffic, and he had mentioned something about how he threw his back out. And so I had emailed him and said, hey, I use this thing when my back is giving me issues, and it's called a back magic. And I gave him the link on Amazon. It was like $20. And I'm like, this is something that I've used for years that's helped me whenever my back is giving me issues. Maybe you want to look into it and see if it's something that you would like to use. And so obviously he thanked me, and that builds a deeper relationship with him. And so you could do that with any marketer that you're on their email list or on their Facebook fan page, or you're a Facebook friend. You could actually build a relationship with people, just trying to help them out with stuff. So keep that in mind. Congratulating others. So this is something I've been kind of slack on this past month or so, but I would post a Facebook message, and I would congratulate people about their product launch. So let's say they got product of the day on JB Zoo, or they got WSO of the day on Warrior Plus. I'd take a screenshot of it, I'd tag them on Facebook, and I'd say congratulations. So for instance here, I'd say congratulations Alan Martin on getting WSO of the day. Check out his effortless CPA arbitrage here. Put a link to it, and I said not an affiliate link, and then a bunch of people liked it, and other people were commenting and stuff like that. And so I've done that for a lot of people, and that's built better relationships with marketers, because they see that I'm doing that. Other marketers see that I'm doing that, and I'm kind of sharing the successes of others, and it just has kind of a feel good feel for a lot of people. And so that's something to keep in mind. I mean, it takes maybe a minute to do this, and it's definitely worth doing. I should probably start doing it again. I just got kind of lazy this past month doing it. It was kind of like every once in a while I put one up, but when I was doing it daily, I mean, it was a great way to reach out to others, and I noticed other people were commenting on it, and a lot of people would bring it up in private conversations, like, "Hey, I see you're mentioning these other marketers on Facebook. Is that leading to other things?" I'm like, "Well, it got you to notice it. They notice it, and they're commenting on it, and other people are liking it and commenting on it, and it seems to be just a nice thing to do. It only takes me a few minutes. It's like the same thing as wishing people happy birthday. I've done like birthday videos, where I tag a bunch of people on Facebook when it's their birthday and I post a birthday video up. That builds a deeper relationship with people. You don't have to do a video if you're not comfortable doing that. You could just write happy birthday on their wall. I mean, one person who's really good about that, who really wouldn't need to do that at all, is Matt Basic. He's been marketing online since '99 and incredibly successful, but he still takes the time to wish his friends a happy birthday when it's their birthday on Facebook, because I see it every single day in my feed. He's wishing other people a happy birthday. So let's say you're promoting a product launch and you place on the leaderboard. What you should do is you should reach out to everyone else who placed on the leaderboard and see what you can do to help them out. That's going to remind them that you were on the leaderboard too, and it's going to prove to them that, hey, you know what you're talking about. It's going to, you oftentimes have a very similar list, and you're able to drive a lot of sales for each other. So like for instance, this product is done by Saul Marini, and it looks like the contest ends tomorrow. I'm currently in first place when I took the screenshot, and it's all about cost per action or cost per acquisition marketing. Now I could go here and go, here's 10, well, 11 marketers if you include Saul, 10 other marketers, because I'm number one on the leaderboard here, 10 other marketers who do or have a list related to CPA. And so I could do a product of my own on CPA if I wanted, and these would be some of the people I'd be reaching out to get them to promote, because odds are they have a list that would buy that kind of product. Cards, thank you cards, sympathy cards, all sorts of different cards like that you can just get. I mean, you can even get these at like a Dollar Tree. You can get like a 10 pack of thank you cards for $1, and they come with envelopes. And yeah, you'd need to get a stamp, and you could, handwrite on there. But you could write thank you notes to people that have promoted you or have done a lot of business for you. It's really the thought that counts. A lot of people don't do this. I've done it sometimes. I don't do it all the time. But every once in a while I do, and it's just a great way to build a relationship. You can do birthday cards, Christmas cards, Easter cards, Happy New Year if you don't want to do the religious holidays. Thinking of you kind of card. Even like a sympathy card if something's going wrong with someone, something bad happened in their life. There's a lot of things that you can do, and people don't get regular mail anymore, and this is just a cheap way to really stand out. I mean, you don't have to do cards. You can do other things. I mean, I've gotten um, like when I excuse me here. When I became a father for the first time, I got so someone bought like little kid socks or booty, little shoe type thing, and they sent me that in the mail. Just sent one of them, and it was like, hey, congratulations on becoming a dad. I wanted to put my foot, in the door, and put my best foot forward type of thing. And so it was a silly little letter, but it was a great way to build a relationship. I mean, my oldest son is going to be 7 in October, so he's 6.5 now, and it still left an impression. I mean, this is 6 years later. I still remember getting that particular package in the mail and thinking that's pretty funny. That's a great way to build a relationship. And there's a lot of people that have done other things like that that are just kind of cool ways to stand out. So speaking of gifts, here's I've been seeing these on Facebook lately, where people were getting like a little grain of rice that has their name inside the little charm. And so this marketer is from India, and I think this is a pretty common thing to do in India. It's like a good luck type charm, and he mailed these out to various marketers they knew, and it was a great way to build a deeper relationship with marketers that he wanted on board for his product launch. I mean, really, he probably got these things, these little trinkets for, maybe $1 or less each, and mailed them all over the world for a couple dollars. I think that's just an incredible idea. And talk about standing out. Now, you wouldn't have to do a grain of rice. There might be something else more in your neighborhood that would be interesting, or you could do something that's much more specific. If someone talks about a certain a certain like music artist they like, or movies they like, or different things like that, sports things, you could get them some sort of memorabilia and build a relationship that way. That's a great way to stand out and build a great relationship. Now, obviously, if you have 5,000 friends out there, you can't do that for everybody. But if you're trying to woo someone that you think can make a lot of sales for your products, or you want to get them on board for something of yours in the future, that's a pretty cheap way. And from my understanding, now I'm not an accountant or anything, or tax attorney or anything like that, but from my understanding, you can deduct a certain amount of what gifts cost. So I think it's like $25 a year per person that you send a gift to. You can deduct that on taxes, from my understanding. So you could spend up to $25 a year on someone, mailing them some sort of gift. It could be a book or a movie, or some other sort of memorabilia item that would be of interest to them, and that's a great way to stand out and build a solid relationship with people. Share your success. Saul Moraney's really good about this. So here he did a Facebook post where he talked about having 40 sales of a product at 50% conversions. So yeah, he's bragging about how his list is, how successful his list is, but he's also talking about how well this offer is converting for his list. And other people are going to see, oh, this product by Alex Jeffries, this Super List 2.0, maybe I should look into promoting this, just because of the kind of success that Saul's having. And so that intrigues other people, and they get interested, and they're like, I wonder what this product is. Maybe it's something I want to buy, or maybe it's something I want to promote. And so if you share your successes like that, not only does it show Alex and his business partner Simon that I'm on board, I'm promoting this hard, I'm trying to make sales for you. I noticed that they both liked the comment and commented on it on their own. But it shows your friends on Facebook that, hey, you're having success online, you're making things happen, you're making things work. I mean, 50% conversions, that's amazing. I mean, this is so incredible. I'm even talking about it to my customers, the kind of success that Saul's having from a promotion to his list. So, I mean, this is a big deal. That is fantastic conversion, fantastic product, and fantastic promotion from Saul. So I think that's incredible, and him posting that on Facebook is a great way to show others that he's having success. I mean, he even showed proof. He took a screenshot of everything, so he's not just making up numbers. I think that's just incredible. Do interviews. So Mike from Maine, he interviews me all the time on different products that I've had. He interviews all sorts of top marketers. You should follow him. You should get on his list. It's mikefrommaine.com, and like every day he interviews a new marketer or a new product that's coming out from a different marketer, and he also puts out a review of the product, and he'll do like a 5-minute review video and put that out to his list. And it's a great way to learn about a lot of different marketers and really get to know other marketers. And earlier in this call I talked about that GT Mach 1 bicycle that I read about in the book. Well, you could watch these interviews and see the types of things that these marketers are talking about, and jot down notes of some of the more personal things that they're talking about. And that's a great way to reach out to them afterwards, like on Facebook, or on email or something, and say that you really enjoyed the Mike's interview with them, and you didn't know XYZ about them, and you thought that was really cool, and maybe share some sort of story related to that, and that's going to build a deeper relationship. And so MikeFromMaine.com is a great place to find those interviews. I think he's done maybe 500 or 600, maybe more interviews now over the last couple years, interviewing many of the top industry leaders in internet marketing. So it's definitely a place to go look. There's other people that do a lot of interviews. James Knight does a lot of interviews. He's doing those with Delilah Taylor now. I think they're doing their own interview show. But really, I would stick with Mike from Maine and James Knight for now. And I mean, there's other people that do it as well. Pick one of them. See which one that resonates more for you, and start reaching out to the marketers that they have on the show and build a relationship with them. Talk to them about the things that they're mentioning on the call, and how that resonated with you and how you found that beneficial, and really thank them for that. And same thing if you get on some sort of webinar or some teleseminar somebody that someone's doing, you do the same thing and reach out to them. It's a great way to build a relationship. Give testimonials. Now, someone who's fantastic about doing testimonials for other people, his name is Zach Loveday. I think it was his birthday yesterday or the day before, and so happy birthday, Zach. But Zach goes out there and he finds people that have an upcoming product that's a good fit for his list, and he's like, hey, I'd be interested in reviewing this and giving you a testimonial on your page. He comes back to you, maybe 12 hours later with a testimonial for your product, and then afterwards he's like, hey, I'd love to contribute a bonus on your thank you page if you'd be interested, and he'll contribute a bonus. Now, his bonus, people will sign up for through their email to get access to it. So that way he can get access to anyone who wants to download his bonus. He'll get their email address in return. And so it's a pretty good trade. And not everyone will put his thing up on the thank you page, but that way he's doing this with so many people that there's bound to be some that will do it, and then he'll obviously support the people that put his download bonus on the thank you page more, and he'll do more to drive more sales for them and help them out as much as possible. And that's a fantastic way to build an email list and not have to spend money on advertising or do like big product launches of your own. Just go out there and give testimonials to people, and if you have a relevant bonus, let them use it on their thank you page, and that way it's really win-win for everybody. He gets a lot of exposure. I mean, I've talked about Zach on different webinars of mine just because he's got this down to a system where he's doing this all the time, where he's just giving people testimonials that he knows have good credibility in the marketplace, and he reviews at least part of their product or their whole product and gives people a testimonial, and he ends up getting a lot of new people on his list just by doing testimonials. And I think it's what a fantastic way to build a relationship, to keep up to date on everything current in the industry, and to get a bunch of subscribers. I mean, it's really a win-win deal. So I'm going to open up the line tonight, and if we have any questions from anyone, it's 949-229-4400, and the pin's 35097. We also have the question and answer box. I'm going to unmute the line here and see if well, first, before I unmute, if you don't have a question, you don't want to talk, I think if you press *6, so the asterisk button, and 6 on your phone, that should mute you. So I'm going to unmute the line. So it's *6 if you don't want to talk. So I'm going to unmute here. Do we have any questions? Let's see if the chat box has anything. Well, thanks for letting me know that, Marie. I didn't know that there was an issue with the link. That's unusual. I haven't had that happen. Any questions about joint ventures at the moment? What we're going to do, I'm just going to mute the line here because it doesn't look like we have. Whoops.
The conference is now unlocked.
Wrong button. So we're now muted here. We do have another webinar tomorrow. This is at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. It's called Where the Money is Being Made Right Now with Free Traffic, and this is going to be talking about people who are making 5 and 6 figures a month every single month online, doing free traffic. So they're doing search engine optimization. So it's something different from joint ventures, but I thought, you guys signed up and you wanted to know about free traffic, so we're doing a bonus webinar tomorrow, and it's all about how to get free traffic. And there's a lot of money to be made with search engine optimization. So I highly encourage you to jump on that webinar tomorrow. It's going to be 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Go to www.readflorene.com/live webinar. So readflorene.com/live webinar, and you can sign up for that. And I think that's going to be a fantastic call. It's going to be very motivational, and I really look forward to seeing everyone on that call. And I'm just going to see if we've got any last questions here before we call it a night. And so I will unmute the line again. *6 if you don't want to talk, but we should be unmuted. So if anyone has any questions, feel free to ask them now. Otherwise, we'll be ending the call here in a minute. Yeah, you're right, Marie. It's very similar. Like if you're gonna like move to a different community, I'm gonna mute the line here because I'm getting an echo. Very similar. So let's say that you packed your bags and you're going to move to a different country, or you're going to move to a different part of your state, or a different part of the country. You wouldn't know anyone, or you probably wouldn't know very many people, and you're going to want to go out there and connect with people who can help you out, connect with people that can help you find a new home, connect with people that might have some similar interests of yours. Let's say that maybe you're someone who likes to play basketball or something, so maybe you'll get on like some sort of basketball league. Or maybe you're someone who enjoys bird watching. You could join some sort of bird watching group. And there's a lot of different things that you can do to make friends. And so it's really all about building relationships and making friends. It's a lot like real world. So, um, you know, a great resource would be How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. It's a fantastic book. I mean, I probably own a dozen copies of that book. I just picked one up the other day at an estate auction for 50 cents or $1. It's you can find that book anywhere. It's one of my favorite books of all time. So I have tons of copies all over the place. I think I have one in my car, and I've got several in my house, and I've given some away to people. I mean, it's very similar principles. So that's a fantastic strategy, a fantastic book. I mean, you really have to go out there and just build relationships with people, make friends. If you can make friends with people, you can make a lot of money on the internet. Oh, you're welcome, Mark. Thanks. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Well, for good tools to help automate and keep track of these tasks, for me, I do things kind of lazily. I just kind of write it down. I've done things like in spreadsheets before. I probably should use some sort of customer relationship management tool, so like a CRM program. I just haven't really delved into that. I've just kind of done it old school. I know it's not the best way of doing it, where I just kind of put some stuff in a spreadsheet next to someone's name and when I talk to them last and stuff like that. And I don't always keep it up to date. So I guess I don't really treat it in a way where I do it like a real business would. It's more just kind of how it feels. I try to be friendly with my friends who've done things with me, and I've done things with them, and try to make new friends pretty often. And I don't try to stick to like a hard set schedule of things for it. I mean, obviously, if I've promised something to someone, I make a note of it and put it down in a calendar and stuff. If I'm at an event, so let's say I'm at an event and I got like someone's business card, and let's say I promised them something that I sometimes do is on the back of their business card, I will jot down something that I promised or something that I offered to do for them so I can remember, oh yeah, I said I would do this for so and so, or I'd connect them up with so and so, or whatever. And that way, it reminds me to do that. I've also done things where I've done like a voice memo for myself, so I can hear that when I get home, of like a to-do list of things. I've sent myself email reminders. I've put memos in my phone, all sorts of different things to kind of jot my memory of, oh yeah, I said I was going to do this for someone, or I promised this to somebody. And so I guess it's not completely organized as it should be. So I should switch it over to some sort of customer relationship management tool, so like a CRM out there. I just really haven't done it, and I guess it's just been kind of laziness on my part. But that's a very good question. I think that's something that would help increase the success of the joint venture marketing by quite a bit if you're going to be really focused on that. Oh, you're welcome, Phil. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Oh, thank you, Axel. Glad you could make it. It must be pretty late over there in Singapore. I'm just gonna unmute the line here real quick again in case anyone had any questions and didn't want to type them in. So it should be unmuted. Oh, you're welcome, Joseph. Glad to help. Any last questions for tonight's call? All right, I'm gonna mute the line here because it doesn't seem like we have anything. So I'll give people one last minute to type stuff up, and if there aren't any more questions, I really encourage you to sign up for tomorrow's webinar. We're going to talk about where the money is being made right now with free traffic. It's really about search engine optimization. It's people are making 5 and 6 figures a month every single month online. Go to www.readflorene.com/live webinar. And with that, oh, 9:40 a.m. I guess it's morning for you. With that, I wish everyone a good day or a good night, depending on where you are in the world. And I thank you so much for attending tonight's call, and I hope to see you on tomorrow's call. We're starting at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. So glad you could make it, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care. Good night.